Who? Manchester! Manchester United!
This is VanCam, this is VanCam you waited for.
Steve!
Yes, Steve.
Who am I? What's the crack, Stephen?
Nah, Kev, don't know.
With or without you!
Is it Graham Norton?
Bono! Bono from U2! Gone in the head, you. Graham Norton. How are you doing, lads and lasses? I am Kev Ashford, and you are very welcome to this week's edition of the ManUtd VanCam. Hope everybody is well. Coming up this week, Manchester United fan has meltdown outside St James's Park following that shit 1-0 defeat to Newcastle.
This football club could get relegated this season. And mark my words, man. Nah, man.
It's Colleen Rooney versus Rebecca Vardy in the war of the wags. And I take a telehandler for a spin. Okay, so before we get into this week's show properly, I want to thank this lot. This is the Super Chat Appreciation Society. Thank you to these legends that were watching last week and made Super Chat donations. It is much appreciated. In particular, Robert Ingram there at the top. Thank you very much. And last Sunday, following that shit defeat to Newcastle, ManUtd VanCam finally hit 3,000 subscribers. I did say I was going to do a live broadcast, a party of me getting steamed up in the kitchen and that, but I just did it on my own and drowned my sorrows because I thought, in reflection and what had happened with United and that, I've stayed off social media all week and that, but I'm back now, you know what I mean? I'm back from the wardrobe. I was in there, but you know, you got to get on with life, haven't you? I want to say a massive thank you for everybody who interacted, liked, shared last week's video. The proof is in the pudding. It's one of the best videos that I've done. I know they're good videos anyway, of course they are, like, but it's you lot that helps to spread the word, and I appreciate that. Right, so following that shocking 1-0 defeat at Newcastle, I mean, what can you take from it? If anything, it does go to show how far Man United have fallen behind. And I think it's a bit of a wake-up call as to where we actually are. The players that we have got are just clearly not up to scratch. I don't know whether the shirt weighs them down or they're just not good enough. I mean, don't even get me started on Fred. I've been on here many a times before saying, can't wait to see him get in the team. You know, he used to boss the midfield for Shakhtar. That one game he had against Man City where he looked pretty decent. I said last week, man, we'd be better off playing Fred the bastard Red in midfield with his size 25 boots. Do you know what? He'd be able to control the ball. I mean, Fred, it is the basic. How many times he lifts his foot up, the ball rolls out for a throw-in. Same when he's trying to pass to, so it's just basic shit. And these players are just clearly not up to it. Pereira, I do not still, after seeing him so many times this season, understand what he's about. Is he a box-to-box midfielder? Is he tough tackling? Can he pick a pass? I think I've seen him make the keeper make one save from a free kick. So if that's the standard that we're working with at Man United these days, I am just shocked. But the Ollie in, Ollie out, you know, the brigade, the bandwagon has rolled up, Ollie out. There's loads of people climbing aboard it. I seen it the other day and I said, have a bit of that, you shower of dickheads. There's not a chance I am getting on there, and I'll tell you why. Do not underestimate the mismanagement from the top that has gone on at Man United. We have had the wool pulled over our eyes. I take you back to the season, Sir Alex Ferguson's last season in charge at United. They broke the mould that year and they let him sign Robin Van Persie. They always said, no, players over 27 and that, you know, we only want to build for the future. We want up and coming stars. Fair enough, the Van Persie one worked out. Sir Alex Ferguson got the ultimate, the season of all seasons out of Robin Van Persie. If we did not have Robin Van Persie that season, we would not have won the league. He more or less single-handedly won us the league. But he wasn't a player for the future. And Sir Alex Ferguson, without slating him, left us with an ageing squad. And it's fair enough, you know, he wasn't building, he knew he was going. But that is where the mismanagement comes in. And Man United should never have let David Gill go at the same time as Sir Alex Ferguson. Something should have been put in place. Gil, please just give us one more year until we can like find somebody, preferably not Ed Twatwood, yeah, because that's exactly what we got on Money Man. David Gill was a football man. Him and Ferguson, notoriously brilliant in the transfer market and that, shrewd. But Sir Alex Ferguson, then recommends David Moyes. Now, Man United at that stage, as the biggest club in the world, massive company, I know I hate to say that, they should have seen this coming, yeah? Sir Alex Ferguson recommends David Moyes. So at this stage, you can go, thanks Sir Alex for everything you've done, we'll consider him, but we're also going to interview the best people for the job. The Ancelottis, the Mourinhos at that stage. We needed somebody who could come in. This team had just won the title, yeah? We now need somebody to come in, sprinkle a bit of magic, add a few more players into that team. We get David Moyes. David Moyes, who brought Rio Ferdinand into his office and showed him videos of Phil Jagielka and said, Rio, this is how you should be playing, son. You know, you're Rio Ferdinand, you'd be like, what the fuck have you been sniffing, man? It's just been a fuck up from start to finish. We bought Marouane Fellaini. Marouane Fellaini. And then we sack Moyes when he finishes 7th. We then try an established manager, Louis van Gaal, and the crowd is singing Louis van Gaal's army. Bloody hell, man. Do you know what I mean? He was off his tits on red wine every single post-match, pre-match interview that he did. The football was absolute dire, and then we make the switch to Mourinho. You know, we need somebody to steady the ship. We need a couple of trophies, but again, nothing has ever been long-term. Yes, we give Moyes that 6-year contract. Again, it's mismanagement from the top. And now we've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and regardless of what anyone thinks, whether he should have got the job, whether he shouldn't have, Ole is at the wheel. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is here now. And how many times have I said he's made 3 signings and people are asking for his head on a plate? 3 signings have been our 3 best players this season. Give him time. Louis van Gaal was given time. Mourinho was given time. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is trying to clear out the shit, the deadwood that we've all been moaning about for years. And now that he's doing it, everyone's like, oh, what's he selling this for? What's he selling that for? Play the youth. Then he plays the youth. What's he playing the youth for? Give the guy time, man, to get his tactics, his way, philosophy into them players. We're only a quarter of a way through the season, and already you've got these impatient FIFA millenniums coming out calling for his head. And believe it or not, there's some people who think Sam Allardyce would be good to come into United. Right, that is my rant over. I'm sorry I've waffled pure shit, but I had to get it off my chest and just let you know where I'm at the minute. If you're watching live, then nice one. I'll be watching it with you. I'll have a glass of red and a can of beer there, and probably some of them Walker's Sensations, my favourite crisp. And that's not product placement. If I like something, I'll say I like it. Right, we're going to do a thing called CockStroker of the Week. Prepare yourself for this one because obviously it's action-packed. And yes, a good old friend of this channel has made the cut this week. You know what I'm saying!
CockStroker of the Week.
This is CockStroker of the Week. This week I have compiled a top 4. Without further ado, I'm going to run you straight through them. What's wrong with me, man? Number 4, coming in at number 4 this week, is ex-Liverpool player. I'm saying that because every time Paul Ince gets a mention on Sky or whatever, it's always the ex-Manchester United player. He's no ex-Man United player. He's dead to me, Paul Ince. When he went away to Italy, come back, signed for the Scousers, scored that goal against us and kicked the boards and celebrated like he just scored the winning goal in a Champions League final. He didn't. So it's the ex-Liverpool player, Paul Ince. The headline was Paul Ince tears into David De Gea over Manchester United interview. This was following the shocking 1-0 defeat at St James's Park. But Paul Ince, again, another pundit like our friend Saeed, who's not a pundit but trying to be one, just coming out with controversial shit, said at the end of the game that rather than him addressing and recognising where the team were going wrong, it just felt like, I don't know. This is one of the top players. This is basically about De Gea, the leader at Manchester United, who's just signed a 5-year contract, and he looks like he doesn't have a clue what's going on. If you're a United fan listening to your goalkeeper, one of the main leaders in the team, and that's the interview you hear, you'd be right to be disgraced. I wasn't disgraced with what David De Gea said. If David De Gea gets pulled in front of a microphone, a camera, after a shocking shit result like that, and he's asked questions, now whether he's trying to dress it up, paper over the cracks, not really give too much away, but for him to say, I don't know, I've got to say that after the Newcastle match, I'm finding myself asking them same questions. I'm like, I just don't know. I do not know why we're not getting players to perform that should be performing. So if anything, I think David De Gea was being quite sincere, quite honest, which is quite refreshing. So to get that ex-Scouse dickhead Paul Ince, you know, slamming him and saying that he's disgraced by the comments that he made, I'm with De Gea, man. You know, and De Gea's job at the end of the day, it's just to keep the ball out the net. Yeah, I know he couldn't do it with Longstaff and all that, but players have got to close the player down. That's where we could have done with Fellaini. God, can't believe I'm saying it, man. Fellaini wouldn't have give that man that time on the ball, and granted he would have gone in and give him a headbutt or an elbow to the face, but they'd have had a free kick and they might have missed it, and we might have got a really good point there at St James's Park. Number 3 Cockstroker of the week this week goes to Rebecca Vardy. Oh yeah, she's so... Number 3 Cockstroker of the week this week goes to Rebecca Vardy. Yeah, we all know she struck some cocks. Oh God. Number 3 Cockstroker of the week this week goes to Rebecca Vardy. We all know she struck some cocks. Anyway, this is the wife of Jamie Vardy, who I can't stand as well, so I'm glad to get Rebecca Vardy in here. If for any reason you've not heard the news and you've been hidden in your wardrobe feasting on Pringles and Iron Brew since Sunday, since Man United got beat, then let me bring this news to you and basically comment on it. Basically, there is a spat, an online war going on between the wags. We're talking Rebecca Vardy, we're talking Colleen Rooney. The wife of Wayne Rooney, of course. So Wayne Rooney's wife, Colleen, suspected that somebody was selling papers. No, they weren't. They were selling stories to the papers. Get me shit together now. Basically, to the Sun. Yeah, that shite newspaper, the Sun. You wouldn't fucking wipe your ass with it. But basically, Colleen had a bit of an inkling that somebody was selling stories, and she thinks it was through her Instagram account because she was giving out Instagram stories. So what did she do? Oh yeah, Inspector Clouseau here. She decided to block everyone except Rebecca Vardy because she had her suspicions that it was her. She decided then to put out some fake news, a few stories that weren't true, like a basement flooded, Wayne Rooney slept with grannies. Oh, was that right? That's true. Anyway, there was 3 different stories and they were all false. And lo and behold, they found themselves in the Sun newspaper. They printed them. So the book stopped with Rebecca Vardy, and we had this big long speech off Colleen, who basically kept us all in suspense, and at the end we had the VAR decision just to make sure, and yes, it was Rebecca Vardy. Number 2, Trevor Sinclair, who this week revealed that Manchester United would have been better off keeping David Moyes and never sacking him. On a serious note, Trevor, if you are watching VanCam, if you could get in touch and let me know what you've been drinking, that would be much appreciated, because I would love a session of that gear. And the number 1 Cockstroker of the week is last week's number 2. Yes, if you missed it, let me inform you, it is our very good friend Saeed from the United Central YouTube channel. Yes, Saeed, after the Arsenal match was out, mingling about with the AFTV, Arsenal Fan TV crew, and he said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the worst manager in history.
probably the worst manager in history.
Worst manager? He was at the wheel last year.
Yes, Saeed must have a short-term memory loss, because anyone will remember that David Moyes inherited a team of champions, players that had pissed the league the year before, and managed to then take us to seventh place, man. Now, I told you last week I suspected and had my suspicions that Saeed is one of these people that comes out of the ground and he's basically saying things for effect. He's thinking about the clicks, the likes, the shares. It's all about the YouTube channel. If you can come out and be controversial, spout a loads of shit, people are going to watch it. People will watch it. It won't be United fans. It'll be people of rival football teams having an absolute funfair with it, man. An absolute laugh. And that's why this kind of shit is getting spouted. Now, let me take you back to the Arsenal game again on AFTV. And Saeed said to Arsenal Fan TV, you know, what's Rashford supposed to do? In fact, he basically stuck up for Marcus Rashford.
Spraying Hollywood balls over Rashford. What can Rashford do? People are moaning about Rashford. What's Rashford going to do? Long yard ball.
So after sticking up for Marcus Rashford, 1 week later, he couldn't wait to get out of St James's Park and give his thoughts to the United stand. So he's ran out, and what does he come out with?
Rashford, mate, don't get me started on this kid, yeah? Fucking sell this kid. He's absolutely washed up. 200 bags a week, you're telling me, yeah? And my man can't do the simple things. Running in behind. Holding up the ball, yeah? You know what I mean? Making simple runs, yeah? This guy cannot do none of it, yeah? And he's asking for 200 bags a week. Fuck off, mate. Absolutely.
What a difference a week makes, eh? Sticking up for him 1 week, people are getting on at Rashford, and the next week we've got the total reverse of it. The flip side of the coin, yeah?
Rashford not good enough. Rashford, yeah, it's not championship quality. I'm telling you right now, it's not championship quality.
Controversial. Not even good enough for the championship, apparently. What a difference a week makes, eh?
You know what, mate? Sell them all, mate. Sell them all. Start again, mate. Because
Yes, Saeed, if only things were that easy that we could just clear the decks, get rid of everyone, sell everyone. This is Saeed who said last week that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is playing FIFA custom tactics, whatever that is. FIFA is obviously a football game, a video game. It's not real life, mate. You can't rock up at a stadium where there's a real game of football going on and bring a computer game into it. It just doesn't work.
Ole, for me, is not the man. He's playing FIFA custom tactics.
Granted, when you sat at home on your Xbox, your PlayStation, and you're on FIFA, it's probably piss easy to clear the decks. You can sell all these players and buy loads of new ones because it's not real life, mate. Yeah? In the real world, transfers take time, and for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it's gonna take time. So you need patience, yes? It's not as easy and as simple as getting rid of them all. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to clear out the shit that David Moyes purchased, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho.
Ole is to blame for this right now.
Ole is not to blame for this. And how many times have we said it's going to take time? It's going to take at least 4 transfer windows before Solskjaer we can judge him properly on his team, his methods and what he wants to do. Without the tools, he will not be able to do the job. So until then, we just need patience. And for that reason, Saeed, you're taking on CockStroker of the Week. Top work, sunshine. That, my friends, is CockStroker of the Week for another week.
CockStroker of the Week.
There we go with CockStroker of the Week. Next up, we are going to do the Big VanCam Debate. That means I give you the poll result. Last week, we were asking Ollie in or Ollie out. I know, I'm sorry, but I've got the poll result to bring for that week, which was last week. And we'll be doing, well, setting this week's question. This week, this one is going to get your knickers in a right twist, man. All your Calvin Klein boxers were diverse here on the old VanCam thing. We are certainly not sexist or feminists or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Here we go with a thing called the Big VanCam Debate.
The Big VanCam Debate.
Alright everyone, this is the Big VanCam Debate. Now last week's question, and I was ashamed to do it, but I wanted to know where the VanCam community stood with this one. I listened to loads of different horse shit going on in the pub, people talking, spouting shit about the great man Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But for me, it's what your opinion thinks. The viewers of this channel. So thank you everyone that got involved in last week's question. And again, it kills me to say it, but are you Ollie in or Ollie out? Shake it all about. I did that last week and I found it quite funny, but that just amused myself. So anyway, I asked the question, Ollie in or Ollie out? There was no sitting on the fence. It was a simple yes or a no. Brace yourselves. This is how good the VanCam community is. The people that get in the comment section on a weekly basis, you know, talking about Man United. 77% of the vote said Ollie in. See what I did there? They said Ollie in. And for me, that is fantastic. For me, it shows a great sort of fan base that watch VanCam. And it's like, you know what I mean? I'm the priest, I'm in the church, you know, and we're all singing from the same hymn sheet, as they say. That was a good analogy. This week's Big VanCam Debate question. It's an absolute corker. It's gonna get you by the... Well, if you're a woman or what, do you know what I mean? It's gonna put you in a situation. Bear with me on this one. Basically, I'm asking you this question. It's kind of a bit of a long-winded question, but bear with me, right? We can get rid of the Glazers. The Glazers are going to walk at the end of the season. They're going to sell up. Somebody's going to buy them. That's not up to us or anything, yeah? We all want to see these parasites, these complete and utter twats, leave Man United, sell up, and just head off into the sunset and do whatever they want to do. Hopefully fall into the sea and never be recovered. But that's for a different day and all that. So I'm giving you this now. The Glazers will go at the end of the season. They will sell up, yeah? But Man United are relegated from the Premier League. I know what you're all thinking. But Saeed, you know what I mean, CockStroker of the week, he's banging on about we need to clear the decks. We need to clear the deck. We need to sell all these players. It's not FIFA 20, man. You can't just get rid of them all. But relegation to the Championship would certainly get rid of people, the egotistical Pogba, who would think, I'm not good enough for the, you know, the Championship. Not that he talks like that, but, you know, there'd be all other players as well. I'm sure they'd all be thinking, I'm not playing in the Championship. You're having an absolute laugh, you know. But United, we could build on that. And what if we come up the season after, but we're rid of the Glazers? So United relegated and the Glazers go. Would you accept that for one season? You need to cast your vote on this one and we'll see where we're at, because we know that lots of people have got things to say about the Glazers. We all hate them. We don't want them at our club. But would you see the heartbreaking tragedy of Man United being relegated in your lifetime at the expense of the Glazers going and getting them out of our club? And as always, there is no sitting up on that fence. And I'll tell you a very good reason why you wouldn't want to sit up on the fence. A very good mate of mine, Disco Dave, spins a few tunes in the pack horse every Friday night. Usually gets booed off, but that's for another, you know, argument for another day. But basically Disco couldn't make his decision one time. So he said, I'm going to go sit up on the fence. And he went up there and he did it. Right? A day later, we went back to see him. We thought we'll bring him something to eat. Our friends from the travelling community had only moved into the park next to the wall that he was sat up on. Oh, and they had absolute tortured him for 24 hours. The little kids had picked his Air Max off. They'd taken him. They let the dogs at him. They were tormenting him. The dogs were biting at his toenails and everything. He's never been the same since, man. Oh, he's a broken man, is our Disco. But you make a decision. Don't be like Disco Dave. Do not get stuck up on a fence or a wall or anything that is going to divide your opinion, because the gypsies, the travelling families, could just come in next to you, steal your trainers and let the dogs bite your toenails. And who wants that? I don't want that. Right, I'll give you the poll result next week.
The Big VanCam Debate.
It's a tough one, Steve, isn't it? Yeah, just talking to Steve there, even Steve thinks that's a tough one. So, would you sacrifice relegation if we could get rid of the Glazers? Make sure you cast your vote on that one. Let's have a quick look at the VanCam Fantasy Football League table.
Gonna take a lot to drag me away from
Ash, Girl from Mars, so many great memories of jumping round like a complete and utter bellend in 42nd Street and 5th Ave. Happy times, as Borat would say. This is the VanCam Premier League Fantasy League update. There is no change at the top. Rochdale style, like Louis Clarkson, is still rocking that top spot. But the two big movers this week, or for last week, were the champion FC, which is Steven Sharrock, and VanCam regular Lee Davis. You know, one United up into 5th place. Where's Kev? Yeah, well, I was up and around the 5th, and this is why I keep saying it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. I'm just basically torturing myself saying that. But yeah, Kev's dropped down to 12th place. Yeah, we'll update it again after the next set of games, and we'll see who's laughing then. Here we go. We've got just enough time to have a look at a few of your comments from the last video. At the top, here we go, the Polish Wonder, who is a regular in the comment section. Thank you for just getting involved, man. You said, I'm so relieved to see that the VanCam crew has their sanity. Ollie in. Squire7 said, back the manager and the players. We don't need plastic moaning YouTube goons. It's not a dig at me, is it? Cheap shot. I don't moan. Paul Linton said, still the best show on YouTube. Class act. Thank you very much. Love that comment. David Conreen, who is one half of the craze of Wivenshaw, said, I voted Ollie in. Regards. Raver, Wivenshaw Red. Mabaya Yo said, oh my god, I finally found a channel with sane subscribers. In Ollie I trust. So great to see so many of these. But then we've got the flip side of the coin. We've got Matt Evans, who said, sorry Kev, but Ollie hasn't got a clue. I beg to differ, but obviously you're entitled to your opinion. What I would say is that Solskjaer at this minute in time is missing 4 key, and I mean key players. We're missing Pogba, Martial, Shaw and Wan-Bissaka make up the left and right back spot. So it's 4 first team players. And yes, we're down to the bare bones, but he's getting rid of the shit, innit? It's what we all wanted him to do. Jaswinder Bohogal said, oh my god, some of the Ollie in fans are so deluded. The man is clueless. And just wait and see when he's relegated this club. Tough talking, man. Wait and see when he's relegated this club. Can't see relegation, man. I'm not gonna say we're too good to be relegated, because if you deserve to go down, you deserve to go down. But personally, I just think we've got enough in the tank to at least keep us up, man. If not, at Christmas, Big Sam on the phone. Oh, Big Sam, you need to come and pull us out the shit, mate. I'm on my way. Just getting the Vauxhall Nova revved up. Sound, Big Sam. Luke Matthew said, Kevin, big ups for calling out on that boy who was on AFTV. Not a true United fan, that. What a bellend. What is it? Calling out? Is that what the kids call it now on YouTube? I'm calling him out. Yeah, come and fight me on the forecourt outside Old Trafford. I'll be ready for you. That wasn't a call out, really. Elizabeth Clark said, hello Kevin. Don't know what to do there, not even got a mic. I'm impressed with the Smiths t-shirt. I haven't got it on this week. What a fantastic band, one of the best, along with Half Man Biscuit and The Wedding Present. Although Mozza has turned into a right arse with his Tommy 10 names Robinson rant. Oh yeah, the football, no comment. I like it. Always say comments about anything. Music, food, drink, you know, any of that kind of shit. Doesn't necessarily have to be about football. So big thanks to Elizabeth Clark. I've got an apology to make. Bill Downey, who sent in the lookalike for last week, said, great show again, Kev. You got the wrong bloke, not Jerry Adams, because the guy that I thought he was trying to say, I think his name was Malcolm. I said he looked like Jerry Adams. I'm fuming. I'm saying, what the? Look, nothing like him, man. He said it wasn't him. It's the guy on the other side. Surely you recognise that face. You see it in the mirror whenever you look in one. Twastard, Bill down here. Can't believe it. It's even worse than the last one. I just about got over the fact that people are claiming that I look like Jerry Adams, and now I look like Max from Max and Bastard Paddy. Cheeky bastard. Cheeky Twastard, in fact. Oh, and in words of Max, how dare you? How very dare you? Oh God, you lot, I swear to God. Right, do you know what? This is the first time I'm ever going to say it. When international football comes round, I always come on here and I say, gets in the way of the good stuff. Do you know what I mean? Gets in the way of Man United and all that. For the first time ever, and it pains me to say this, I'm glad of an international weekend because United aren't playing. So that means United are not going to ruin my weekend. So after VanCam's finished, I'm off out tomorrow, few pints, few drinks. I'm having a curry tomorrow night. Rock and roll, yeah? I'll still be eating poppadoms on Sunday morning. I have them for breakfast. And some people say I've lost it. That Kev Ashford used to be a right wild one. Now he just, you know, sits at home on his computer talking to people on the internet. No, yeah, probably do actually. Listen, nice one for the likes, the shares. Thanks for getting me to 3,000 subscribers. I honestly did think I was going to be about 75 years old by the time I got to it, but you know, onwards and upwards. And like I said, liking the video, the proof is in the pudding, because last week's video did really well. So if you did like this one, like it. If you didn't, don't dislike it. Just on your way, off you go, you shit house. I can't even do a come on United. Right, in the words of the best thing on Twitter, which is Bootleg, I have to thank Mr. Dave Birtwhistle for pointing me in the direction of him. He always says, work hard, play hard, yeah baby. Something like that. Anyway, I'll probably drop it in at the end just so you can see it. If you've not discovered this man, look him up. The guy gets so excited about the fact that he's drinking a pint that's 5.9%, baby. Yeah, he gets proper excited. And for me, he's just my hero. That's all I've got to say. Nice one. Have a safe weekend. Drink in moderation. And don't do anything that I wouldn't do, which leads to all kinds of possibilities. See you later.
Stella, and we've got a Spaten Oktoberfest 5.9. Well, be good. I've got the doc in me here, old lady's telling me we gotta go back. We gotta go back. Well, I've told him I ain't messing about with no flux capacity. The only place I'm going back to, baby, is the pub. Over and out.
I said your love, keep on lifting me higher and higher.
Thanks very much for watching the video. You can also follow me on these other social media platforms. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, plenty of fish. Oh yeah! Thanks to everybody who gets involved, comments, likes, shares, subscribes. Subscribing is the main thing. It costs you nothing, and why wouldn't you want to do it? This is ManUtd VanCam.